Upon reaching the age of 65, only 1 out of every 100 individuals will achieve financial stability. Surprisingly, about 70% of wealthy families will lose their wealth by the second generation, and this number increases even further, reaching around 90% of families that will lose all their wealth by the third generation. Therefore, even if you have the opportunity to accumulate a fortune during this period of greatest abundance in history, statistically speaking, you, your children, or your grandchildren are highly likely to destroy all that wealth. However, by the end of this video, you will not only understand what it takes to build wealth that lasts for generations, but will also leave with a solid plan to guide your children in this process. First step, buy land. To understand generational wealth, it is crucial to establish a crucial distinction between personal wealth and family wealth. For example, having 100,000 reais sitting in your bank account represents a form of personal wealth, as you can use it at your discretion, like going to the nearest cafe and buying a coffee. This wealth can be easily depleted. On the other hand, family wealth is often illiquid, meaning it is challenging to convert into cash or requires additional procedures. Due to this illiquid nature, you are less likely to waste it on frivolous expenses. In this context, the acquisition of land stands out as the best store of value. On planet Earth, the amount of available land is finite, making the opportunity to buy a piece of land truly remarkable. This becomes even more impressive when considering the constant population growth and increasing demand for space. The demand for land will always be on the rise. Therefore, buy land and guide your children to hold on to it, as its value only tends to increase. Second step, invest in cash-flowing properties. Cash-flowing properties include apartment rentals, commercial properties, or hotels. If you've played Monopoly, you're familiar with how this type of investment works. You buy the properties, retain ownership, wait, and reap income, as long as you don't sell them and there is demand for them. Here's the simplest recipe for building generational wealth. During your lifetime, acquire at least 2 rental properties, in addition to other investments. These properties alone may not provide the lifestyle of a monarch, but they will ensure that you never experience financial hardships during your life. When your children reach adulthood, teach them the golden rule to also buy 2 rental properties. People will always need residences, businesses will always need stores to sell their products, and people will always travel to quality hotels. Third step, establish a perennial business. There are businesses that can survive over time, but most do not. You might be successful on TikTok at the moment, but your grandchildren probably won't benefit from your viral videos. Therefore, it's essential to create a perennial business, one that has been profitable in the past, continues to generate profit today, and will continue to do so long after your passing. To add even more surprise, many successful businesses bear family names. Companies like Boeing, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Chevrolet, Porsche, Ford, and Mercedes-Benz have family names. The continuity of businesses and the building of a brand are often associated with family names. The key is to take this endeavor seriously and constantly innovate in your field. Fourth step, invest in the S&P 500. Many have heard stories about how, if they had invested a certain amount in Apple or Bitcoin in the early days, they would now be billionaires. However, the reality is that, most of the time, we are unable to predict what the next big investment opportunity will be. However, there is a solution. It allows your money to grow regardless of any predictions. We're talking about the S&P 500. The S&P 500 comprises the top 500 performing companies in the United States and allows you to invest in all of them simultaneously. Since its inception, the S&P 500 has stood out as the golden goose for those interested in building wealth that lasts for generations. Although the time horizon may seem long, the reality is that $100,000 invested in the S&P 500 in 2010 would be worth over $800,000 today, 8 times more in just 13 years. Historically, since the start of the S&P, it has achieved an average annual return of 6%. Warren Buffett, considered by many as the greatest investor of all time, has been unable to outperform the performance of the S&P 500 for over a decade. If you are playing the game of generational wealth, it is crucial to prioritize mentoring not only your children but also your grandchildren. It may seem surprising, but the super-rich who take this seriously go as far as holding retreats with their children and grandchildren to ensure that everyone is aligned with the family strategy. This is how the wealthiest family in Florence in 1450 still holds that position today, 600 years later. Some families discover this, while others simply let things happen. Japanese companies like SoftBank have 300-year plans for their businesses, while the average person barely has a plan that extends beyond the next weekend. This is the Moto Millionario channel. On the screen, other video options are appearing for you to watch. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.